I was, looking at my phone, not paying attention, and out of nowhere, bam!
Canada's worst driver is back. And once again this year, when we asked you to tell us who is the most atrocious motorist in the country,
now I get the yellow light.
you came through.
That's a red light, Jen.
In fact, you nominated 500 people, including one woman who gets out of her car before emerging onto the highway just to see if anyone's coming. And you know what? She didn't even make the short list for the nation's most unwanted vehicular award.
Oh my God, there's a car.
The folks who did make the short list are these 8 people. One of them is Canada's worst driver.
The nominees for Canada's worst driver will, as always, be taught and tested at the Driver Rehabilitation Centre located in Dunnville, Ontario.
I'm never going to be able to do this.
Those who learn an appropriate amount of driving skills will graduate and leave. Those who fail to gain enough motoring knowledge will remain at our facility. When the dust settles, the last person left behind will be named Canada's worst driver.
Oh my... What the just happened?
Right now, Canada's worst drivers are in Niagara Falls. Obviously, which is about a 90-minute drive from the rehab center. And to get there, just step in, everybody. To get there, to the rehab center, you're gonna have to drive yourselves, folks. So, your directions are in these handy-dandy envelopes.
The Route 2 rehab will take the nominees through the Niagara Falls Tourist District, then onto the highway, before delivering them to their new home.
How long are we on the highway for?
The real highway, fairly quickly, 10 minutes.
I can't do it.
You can't do 10 minutes on the highway?
I can't merge on the highway. I can't do it.
Okay, we'll talk. Tyler, you want to go first?
No.
Let's go.
Okay.
An accomplished welder, Tyler admits to being a habitual hit-and-run artist.
20 hit and runs in the last year.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Like,
looking around. Before I know it, I hit something, and then I just get out of the way, It's like make sure no one's looking and take off.
Tyler's wife, Jana, says he has a habit that's worse than hitting and running.
Yeah, it's drinking and driving. Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
You drink and drive?
Sometimes I have to have a few beers just to relax and so I can drive, yes. Just a few.
Man, I gotta... I honestly gotta take a break. I've been doing this show a long time, and I've never heard anybody say that. You have to have a few beers in order to calm your nerves enough to drive. For real?
Sometimes, yes.
Be safe, Tyler.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
You can stop for food, but no drinks.
Okay.
On his way out of Niagara Falls,
Why are you speeding up so much?
Tyler accelerates towards a red light. At home in small-town Alberta, Tyler has caused endless amounts of damage.
Holy that's my van you just smashed.
Tyler's own truck is so smashed, it isn't roadworthy.
I can't drive it right now. I gotta fix it after I backed up in that vehicle and I crashed it from drinking. I plowed into another vehicle, and I thought I was gonna go to jail that day because I had a few beer,
On the road to rehab,
I need to smoke this.
Tyler is intentionally speeding.
Why are you driving so fast?
Just a little nervous. I just want to get out of here.
Back at Niagara Falls,
Come with me. Come on, let's go.
it's Daniela's turn to head for the highway.
I'm so nervous. I don't want to do this.
Nervous Daniela hates the highway.
I'm gonna die.
I
know, I feel like I'm a liability.
Really?
Really? And Daniela's sister agrees.
Can she drive on the highway?
She's capable, but it's not safe.
Chantal has seen Daniela have panic attacks while merging.
She can't get up to speed. She can't do 100.
On the road to rehab,
Now? Oh!
Daniela wants her sister
Now?
to make every driving decision.
Now what, straight?
Go straight.
I'm sorry.
When we met Daniela at home in Kitchener, Ontario,
Tell me exactly what pedal to press and what to do.
she also completely relied on Chantal.
Give it gas. Okay.
I don't
Put
want
your
to.
left hand signal out. Put your signal left. You want to get into the next
Now?
one? Yes.
Chantal! No!
Don't put on
I don't
the-
want to be here.
Just drive. Just relax. Okay, put your signal on left and get into the left lane.
Now?
Yes.
I'll like scream like now.
Yes.
Now?
And go one over.
Now?
Now.
After 2 minutes of highway driving,
Right.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
And get in the right lane.
Now?
Yes.
Daniela demanded to be led off.
Okay, do it again.
Now?
Right.
Now?
Yes.
There's a silver car. Now?
Yes. Get in the lane.
Oh, he's following me.
Because he's getting off too.
Meanwhile, back at the starting point,
You good to go? Let's go.
this substitute teacher from Edmonton is bringing her spiritual staff to the car.
And what's its purpose?
Diana says the trinkets on her staff will open the gates of heaven.
There's a hand of Fatima. The double happiness.
Do any of them help you drive?
I'm a good driver.
She's wrecked every vehicle she's owned.
Jody is Diana's brother-in-law.
You've wrecked every single car you've owned?
Oh, let's see. 5.
You've wrecked 5 cars.
5 of them.
Headed for rehab, Diana reads scriptures.
Something beautiful is being born in your life.
You got the arrow, Diana?
Diana fiddles with positive thinking cards,
I like these ones.
and Diana nearly rams pedestrians.
Ram is a mantra for your spirit.
When we met Diana, it was the exact same story of endless distractions.
Why do you knock on the book, Diana?
God is one, and we are one with God. So he is within us, and when we knock, the door will be open to us. I'm from Earth, I live on Earth, but there's space out there.
Sometimes while driving, the space between Diana and another person's car gets reduced to nothing.
I drove right through a red light because I looked down, and when I looked up, a big Highlander T-boned me on the right side.
When we come back,
Mike, pay attention.
the rest of Canada's worst drivers hit the road to rehab.
Are you watching your speed or your phone?
My phone.
You know, I think we're lost, babe.
2 of Canada's worst drivers are driving themselves to the Driver Rehabilitation Centre.
I know that addictive cravings are actually a craving for divine love.
But one of Canada's worst drivers has given up and is getting her sister to take the wheel.
Number 13, follow signs to QEW.
Now it's time for the rest of this year's nominees to get going.
Mike, you want to go next?
Sure.
Let's do it, sir.
12 years ago, while traveling 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, another driver fell asleep at the wheel and hit Mike head on.
I was in a coma for 7 weeks.
Mike's driver's license was revoked due to a permanent brain injury he suffered in that accident. But he managed to get his license back 4 years ago.
Are you able to react quickly enough? when something happens that needs a quick reaction?
Repetition of potential problems, if they may arise, you'll know how to deal with them.
It has definitely affected his driving abilities.
Mike's wife, who was in that crash with him, says Mike is now a bad driver. But
I think he will get it.
Okay. Bye, Mike. Have a good one.
Well, that's scary.
to regain his license, Mike took driving lessons at a brain injury clinic in Ottawa. But he drives at frighteningly slow speeds.
You want to speed up something?
55.
And he's just as slow at decision-making.
And your lane's ending.
When we met Mike at his home in Renfrew,
Keep it on the road, please.
we learned that Mike probably shouldn't have a driver's license.
This is the railing at the pizzeria that I hit.
Mike hit the pole at the gas station.
I drove into this guardrail.
This is all new from when Mike drove into a building and just kept going.
I backed into this piece of metal. I do not remember what I hit in this specific location on the vehicle.
You want to go next?
Sure.
The next Canada's Worst Driver nominee has himself fallen asleep at the wheel with his cruise control on.
So, why are you in rehab?
Because I'm kind of a reckless driver.
Cody once drove 260 kilometers an hour on the highway.
Why is he signed up for rehab?
He kind of drives like an idiot.
Cody's girlfriend, Sarah, says he's one ticket away from losing his license. And if that happens,
I would lock. If you lose it again, like, he may not get it
Again,
back.
she's lost it before?
6 times.
What?
Yeah.
You've lost your license 6 times?
Yeah, well, I thought it was 5, but I forgot I lost it while it was already gone.
Cody lives just outside Winnipeg. And there, the mechanic showed us his giant pickup truck.
Oh my goodness.
And he showed us his smaller Cadillac STS that he likes to spin out around corners on public roads. It's a technique called drifting.
One time I was drifting down a road and just flipped the car onto its side.
Driving this dangerously comes at a price.
If it wasn't for Cody's bad driving, we probably could have a down payment on a house.
The next Canada's Worst Driver nominee preparing to go
We get that for you.
is a 41-year-old woman who just learned to drive last year.
So, why rehab?
I feel like I need rehab because it'll force me to do things that I would otherwise put off doing.
Lou is so scared of driving, she can't bring herself to do it.
What's the issue here?
Lack of experience.
Lou's boyfriend, Derek, says her lack of experience stems from
Lack of confidence.
even though Lou had her Manitoban learner's permit for 15 years, she never really learned how to drive.
I don't think I can do this. I've only driven 4 times by myself.
Lou is so scared of driving alone.
Now I don't know what to do.
Even an empty parking lot overwhelms her.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing.
You, let's go. How many accidents have you caused?
6 by now.
6. 6 major ones?
Yes.
Amrinder caused 4 of those accidents while living in India.
I love speeding.
You love speeding.
Yes.
Do you text and drive?
A lot.
A lot.
He borrowed your car and caused a 3-car pileup?
That's right.
Akash loaned Amrinder his car recently, and it came back with a police report.
And that car wasn't even 48 hours old.
En route to rehab, Amrinder cruises casually through stop signs.
I was too late to stop.
He speeds excessively, and he texts.
No, I'm just texting, Manpreet.
Why are you texting?
At home in Hamilton, Amrinder is a tragedy waiting to happen.
Yo!
We don't have to give signals to turn into the lane. We can just swipe like this. And this.
The most aggravating thing about Amrinder
Yo, can you pay attention on the road?
is how smug he is about putting others at risk.
My license was suspended and I was still driving under suspension.
Each of the Canada's Worst Driver nominees on the road to rehab have a camera person in the car with them. The remaining nominee won't, because
nobody will get in the car with you.
How come?
Crystal terrified the crew who shot her bio last week so much, no one will ride with her.
That really hurts my feelings that nobody wants to get in the car with me.
Crystal's driving history is so ugly, her annual insurance cost was recently $10,000.
It could be a lot worse, all these accidents that she's having, and...
Crystal's brother, Stephen, is worried she's going to be killed on the road.
She doesn't understand the consequences of her actions.
Before she leaves, I asked Crystal to turn her cell phone off, but...
I'm not going to turn it off. I'm just not going to text it.
During the first 5 minutes of her drive, Crystal goes 70 in a 40 zone.
What's the speed limit here?
Steven, directions only.
She drives on a sidewalk.
It's okay. I'll get off the sidewalk.
She sends numerous text messages.
Oh, how embarrassing.
She bursts into tears.
I'm not the worst driver.
And then she does this.
Hey!
She's not trying to... Crystal, there's a car! There's a car!
Stop. She was trying to not let me in.
When our crew called Crystal the most dangerous nominee we've ever had,
Oh my God, get the out of my way.
they were dead right.
Crystal.
Hey!
Oh my God. The cameraman didn't want to drive with you because of this.
Every time Crystal starts moving from a stationary position, she literally floors the gas pedal and keeps it floored until she releases it completely. She never maintains a speed.
Aw, so cute.
She's presently in a 60 zone.
Are you watching your speed or your phone?
My phone.
When she gets to an 80 zone, things get scarier.
She's not trying to race you.
I know, but I gotta get in front of these guys.
Oh my...
When we met her at home, Crystal's bio shoots started the way they always do.
That's a red light. What are you doing?
I was already in the road.
With our cameraman tailing in a follow car.
Well, you're gonna let me go,
so he could capture some exteriors of her bad driving. The action inside the vehicle at this point always gets captured on small stationary cameras.
Crystal, you're going 150.
Headed for a mall so we could observe her parking abilities.
The speed limit's 50 up here.
Crystal lost our follow car for the 4th time in an hour.
Do you think they're gonna beat me then? I'm gonna race them.
We're not racing. They're not gonna beat you there. They're lost because you drove too fast.
Once our camera team witnessed Crystal having
We're good.
no respect for stop signs,
Oh my God!
What?
Oh my God!
no respect for yellow lights,
It's a yellow light. That's a yellow light. Please slow. That's a red light.
Nope, I made it.
no respect for red lights,
Crystal, this is a red light. You're going through a red light.
There's nobody here.
No respect for her own safety.
What are you doing?
Getting my stuff.
The light's green.
And no respect for her passenger's safety.
It's not funny.
The camera team was so scared, they cut the day short.
It's coming your way?
Of course it is.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy.
Well, I need to get out of its way.
Easy. What are you doing?
I'm getting out of the way.
Oh. What is wrong with you?
Here we are.
When we come back,
Right here.
Canada's worst drivers arrive at rehab.
Where do I go?
6 of Canada's worst drivers are headed to the Driver Rehabilitation Centre as safely as they can.
Is this the furthest I've ever driven?
Yeah, it is.
Amrinder, on the other hand, is speeding. And then there's Crystal,
You're on a sidewalk.
who is all over the road.
Oh my God!
Let's do this. Here, where do you want me to go?
Even though she promised to drive safely, Crystal is racing at deadly speeds.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna run them up the road in a minute.
Why?
Because I'm mad.
Crystal, that's a solid line.
I'm bored.
At the Driver Rehabilitation Centre,
Oh, we're here. Yeah.
habitual drunk driver Tyler will be the first to reverse into his parking space.
Is reversing something you do a lot of? You reverse.
No, I haven't reversed that much.
Oh. I just want you to mentally prepare yourself for when you see the experts, because they're going to talk about one issue. And what do you think that is?
Me not driving.
You don't even see it coming, eh? They're going to talk about the fact that you regularly drink and drive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the biggest issue of all.
It's time to begin confiscating licenses.
I don't even have to say it anymore. I just show people the box and they put their driver's license right in it.
Yes, sir, man.
Before long,
Put your license in that box here.
7 Canada's worst driver nominees have arrived and have put their driver's licenses into the box.
Thank you very much.
Which means the only nominee who hasn't arrived yet is Crystal, who thought it would be clever
Don't rip it.
to rip up the directions.
You don't even know where we're going.
Suri knows where I'm going.
Crystal will be going to prison if someone gets killed
What are you doing?
while she's driving like this.
It's a solid yellow.
Crystal is doing something police call dangerous driving.
It's a stop sign. You just ran a stop sign.
There's nobody there.
And if you kill someone while committing the offense of dangerous driving,
Sorry! I'm sorry!
the result is criminal charges.
What are you doing? That was a stop sign. You need to stop at stop signs, especially when you're going
Here,
onto a highway.
I'll stop here for you.
There's motorbikes. What are you doing?
Stop it!
You don't slam your brakes on in front of a motorbike. Driver's Rehabilitation Center.
Yeah!
Crystal is about to get her first dose of rehab center honesty.
Because right now, I'm going to look you in the eye and tell you you're a selfish idiot. I think you're probably the worst driver we've ever had. And so much of that comes from a place of selfishness. Am I off base?
You're a little harsh.
A little? Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. My question is, am I off base?
No.
No. The way you drive can only be described as the driving of a horrible person.
I don't want to be a horrible person.
No. And I don't believe for a second that outside the car you are. But what you did on the way here was the actions of a horrible person. So we'll start there, and then we'll change everything. Thanks for bringing her, hey? And I'm glad you made it here safe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Andrew was really mean to me and said I was selfish.
Show us what you got.
When we come back.
Tyler, look. We got a drone this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the annual assessment challenge.
You know, here at Canada's Worst Driver, we've gotten into an ugly habit. A habit of teaching our participants how to drive in a super sweet muscle car. But the results, they haven't been pretty. Consider what the bad drivers did to the green Camaro in Season 6. And that's nothing compared to what they did to the Dodge Challenger in Season 7. They screwed that thing up so badly we had to bury it. Which is why this season, we've decided enough. We're not gonna give them another nice, luxurious, high-powered automobile. We're gonna give them a really ugly, not luxurious at all, yet still high-powered automobile. We're going to teach them every single episode in this giant mobile home because it's not just a behemoth of the road, it is a huge monster of education. And who really cares if they destroy it? It's already a wreck. All right. You got me, I was lying. We bought him a Mustang.
It's a 2016 Mustang GT, and it is a ripper on the road. What Canada's Worst Drivers will do with it on day one here at the Rehab Center is handle it through our annual Assessment Challenge. For the Assessment Challenge, drivers will reverse down this wide hallway of rims and into this concrete area, where they must get turned around and leave driving forward. From there, they must go 50 kilometers an hour, weaving slalom style around 5 foam figures. I'll show you how it's done.
But here we go. Oh, listen to that. Push of a button, the symphony of a brand new Mustang's engine. So I'm gonna check both my mirrors, and I'm gonna look out the back.
And I'm going to reverse through the straightaway to the turn, which this year is wide enough to get through without making any readjustments.
Nobody has gotten more driving skills out of rehab than me.
From there, it's a straight line to the turnaround section.
How much room back there do I have? Oh, I got plenty. I could have had a better angle coming in, but I didn't. So do I freak out? Do I burst into tears? Do I rip the bumper off? No, I just drive sensibly
and I get the car turned around and out the other side in a little more than 3 minutes.
I'm free, which means it's time for my favorite part of the assessment challenge, the 50K an hour slalom. Oh, it's been a year since I've done one of these things. Ooh, that's 55, that's too tight. I don't look at the figures, I look where I want to go. Woo! And I slalom around them. How fast am I going? I'm still going 50, perfect. And I come to a nice casual stop by the stop sign. The assessment challenge. Will Canada's worst drivers be able to do it? I don't know. That's why we're assessing them.
Crystal starts by going way too fast.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna cry again.
See, now look, Crystal. You've got this much room on this side.
Okay, but this is my first time using mirrors, so it's not like it's gonna just come naturally.
When Crystal gets going again, she focuses on just one side.
Checking your mirrors and you understand where you are?
There's too many mirrors to check at the same time.
When she backs up again, Crystal chooses power over steering.
Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you just realize that you were on something and then say, oh, it, and hit the gas?
It's going to be interesting when I get behind the wheel with her.
Tim Danter is our head driving instructor. We have 4 experts on staff at the rehab center. Philippe Letourneau is our high-speed driving instructor. Shamala Kiru is our therapist. And Cam Woolley is our legal expert. Together, this quartet helps me decide who should graduate each episode and who will ultimately be named Canada's worst driver.
I think she's going to be Canada's worst driver now.
I've asked Stephen to stop helping Crystal because
part of rehab is you solving your own problems.
Get this one out! It.
She does that, hey? She gets upset and then just hammers.
Take it out on me mostly, but.
One of the things we're going to teach her here in rehab is something called front-end swing.
Front-end swing is something Crystal needs to understand.
Oh! I can't get into this hole.
When Crystal does get in, she should be thankful that this year's turnaround section is the roomiest we've ever created. But she seems kind of angry. Once Steven's back in the car, it's time for the slalom.
This is one of the ones I can do.
Yeah? You're good at slaloming?
I have control over that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Instead of focusing on the easy slalom that's in front of her, Crystal is focused fully on her phone.
Oh my God, way too confident.
I'm not hitting anything.
Here she goes.
I gotta get to 50. I'm at 50.
I'm not gonna hit something! I don't wanna hit something! I don't wanna hit something! Oh, I hit something!
By the time I get to Crystal, her focus is entirely on her phone.
You're on your phone already?
Yeah!
Tyler has been banned from driving forklifts at his place of employment.
For life.
Why?
Backing into people, not looking behind me, and running into a person or something like that.
Oh. Like Crystal before him, Tyler guns it over a rim.
Don't back over it. Stop. Okay.
Tyler's solution?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Driving forward.
That is up.
Tyler, look, you're hitting on your front as well, too. You see that, right?
He's hitting all this, and he drives drunk as well. It's incredible.
In the concrete turnaround section, Tyler...
No, stop hitting it.
...does serious bumper damage. Oh. In preparation for the slalom, Tyler puts one hand on the wheel.
One-handed. Oh, good luck.
And 2 feet on the pedals.
Tyler, 50K an hour. Think you can handle it?
Holy...
Tyler hit 2 of the foam figures.
How many things did you hit?
I hit 1, I think.
Daniela came to rehab to get more confidence as a driver.
And if she gets more confidence as a driver, is that going to affect her life in other ways?
I think so. I think it will help her just be a better independent adult and not so dependent on others.
Gotcha.
Well, that wasn't correct.
None of Daniela's reversing is correct.
Look at that classic front-end swing right there.
Daniela works from home.
I just don't want to hit it again.
Because she's afraid to commute.
Oh, I felt that.
Did you?
Yeah.
With good reason.
Are you using your mirror?
I'm using my mirror. That's the problem.
It's slalom time.
Up to 50.
Chantal, I'm going, okay?
Can she slalom at 50? Let's see.
Daniela doesn't go 50. She maxes out at 40 and hits the very first foam figure, then takes the arm off the third.
I'm so silly. I don't even think I should finish it.
When things got tough, Daniela gave up.
I gave up after for the last two people.
When we come back, the rest of Canada's worst drivers hit the assessment challenge.
Did that hurt?
Canada's worst drivers are running our annual assessment challenge.
Damn it.
And Cody reverses through the rim section perfectly.
The guy knows how to drive. The question is, why doesn't he drive safely in public?
Cody is perfect again through the turnaround section.
So, Cody, what's the answer to the question, why do you choose to drive like a monkey in public?
I get excited when I'm in a vehicle.
Will the excitement of our slalom make Cody less than perfect?
Let's do this.
Cody doesn't use perfect hand positioning, but he does get a perfect result. Cody passes every aspect of the assessment challenge.
So I'm not a bad driver, I'm just reckless.
Mike's brain injury makes him a danger at slow speeds.
That's front end swing all day long.
Mike's perfect in the turnaround section, which brings us to the speed component.
There can't really be anything more heartbreaking than somebody who's had a brain injury due to a traffic accident and it causes them to be dangerous. Here's Mike at 50. That's exactly what I don't want to see.
Hitting two foam people is too painful for Mike.
People have hit me, and I am the result of what happens when people hit people. And I'm not gonna be the guy that hit me.
I'm confiscating Diana's heart-shaped glasses, her Bible, her Quran, and her strange stick for this run.
Can I take it for a minute?
The number one question I still get is, are these people real? Yeah. And they're real.
I have arrived! And I claim this spot for Weird Stick Thing, nation of many gods, none of which are the god of driving.
Diana drove undistracted for the first two-thirds of this challenge. Now, though, she's consulting tarot cards.
Roll down your window and throw all of those cards out it.
Do it, Boo.
No!
Do it.
Okay.
She needs to throw more than just the cards out the window. She needs to throw all of this crap out the window. Can't you do a 50K an hour slalom? Let's see.
Instead of driving 50, Diana hits 60.
Ow! Oh, that's so sad. I just hurt somebody.
Diana simply isn't ready to stop driving distracted.
I give up. I don't want to do this anymore.
Amrinder hits 3 things going slowly on the reverse. How many things will he hit on the 50K an hour slalom?
Amrinder, how fast do you usually go in 50 zones?
About 60, 65.
These young guys who think they can go 65 in the city, they can't, can Amrinder?
Instead of going 50, Amrinder drove 60 kilometers an hour.
So do you grasp why we don't want you to go 65 in the city?
Yes.
New driver Lou doesn't understand front-end swing. She doesn't understand mirrors.
You haven't set the mirror, have you?
I have set the mirror, but I said it wrong.
And Lou doesn't understand steering.
You want to go to your left, so you turn?
Left?
Yes! If you want to go left, you turn left.
Okay. Oh, wait. Wait.
Getting through the reverse section takes Lou half an hour.
Oh, the sport car. Oh.
She spends another half hour on the turnaround section. 15 minutes just getting into it, then 15 minutes getting through it. And to get through it, she required constant help. Which means it is time for the slalom.
She's gonna crawl through there at 30. I can just sense it.
There you go. Right there. On the brake. Okay, okay. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. It's okay.
Lou got spooked and hit the gas pedal instead of the brake.
I feel like maybe I shouldn't drive at all.
When we come back, Canada's worst drivers will meet our experts.
This hard shell that you present, protecting something on the inside?
I don't have a hard shell. I'm soft as
It's time for our panel of experts to meet Canada's worst drivers. Starting with Crystal, whom I think is the most unsafe driver we've ever had on the show.
I don't think I'm that unsafe. I've never been into an accident that's given somebody brain damage, or I've never gotten into an accident where I've really hurt anybody.
Yeah, seriously, I don't like the fact that you think that because he didn't hurt anyone, it's okay. It's, for me, for sure, a question of time. And if you do hit or kill somebody, it's gonna change everybody.
But even you saying that, I'm like, I'm never gonna kill somebody.
But how do you know that?
It's just a matter of chance. We're here to help you. We're not here to make you mad.
When I'm driving, I get so angry.
When I train, I ask questions. I'm not there to confront you. I'm there to ask questions about what you see and what you're going to do about it. So I think we're just going to have to meet a happy ground to make you better.
Are you Canada's worst driver?
No.
Perhaps Tyler is. He habitually drinks and drives.
It just scares the out of me getting on the highway, you know?
And so to compensate for that fear, you feel more comfortable behind the wheel if you have a few drinks?
Yes. It makes me more relaxed, you know? And, you know, it's just, I don't know what to say. It's just like a bad habit.
Tyler says he can get stumbling drunk, yet still pass a breathalyzer test. Cam wants him to know he could still be charged with impaired driving.
You can be charged with impaired if you blow under?
Yes, I've charged a guy and convicted him.
What?
If you are stumbling around, your ability to drive or operate a motor vehicle is impaired. Still falls under that criminal code definition.
Are you Canada's worst driver?
Yes, I am.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
I don't think I'm the worst driver, no.
I wouldn't say worst, but I am one of them.
I'm definitely the most nervous driver.
I can't give you a yes or no. I'm here for the help.
In keeping with our first episode tradition here on the show, no one will graduate this evening. The graduating will begin, as always, at the end of our second episode. Or will it? One of these 8 people is Canada's worst driver.
On the next next episode of Canada's Worst Driver. If crashes were cash,
Oh, that was a epic fail.
these folks would be millionaires.
Why can't I just be rich and have my own driver?
Oh, that's awesome.